Hey everybody, how are you doing? Welcome to the Marley Bird YouTube channel. We are here for the Marley and Katelyn unboxing. Now, we try and do this at least once a month. I have my lovely and talented social media. Are you manager or director or whatever? I don't even know.
Marley's friend.
She is here joining me to do a little unboxing. So, once a month, we have wonderful companies send us a box of goodies. Actually, not us, they send it to Katelyn. And Katelyn does a big unboxing and we do a review, kind of a talk about it, and just chit chat. It's been kind of nice. I haven't talked to Katelyn literally all week. We've been so busy. And so we were trying to catch up here before the show went live. And it's nice to have her here. And we're talking about something brand new to me. I've only ever seen this company advertised online. I haven't seen any of their stuff before. So I'm excited to kind of find out more about it. So Katelyn, do you want to take it away?
Sure. So tonight we're going to be opening a kit from We Are Knitters. And the reason I kind of reached out to them and wanted to have them in here is because we've been talking a lot about subscription boxes. And with subscription boxes, you don't know what you're getting. Yes, you may be able to pick a color theme or something along those lines. Like we know if a company always does one type of fiber, but still you have no idea what's coming. And although that is wonderful, it's also nice to get a little yarn mail when you do know what's coming. And although it's not a subscription, you could make it into your own subscription and purchase one every month or something like that, because they're really great kits. There's a lot of options that they have. And it's not just knitting, even though they're called We Are Knitters. They also have a line of crochet as well, which I do want to call out that if you go on their website, they just launched, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, their spring summer collection for crochet. The knitting one was out a couple weeks before, but now you can go and check all their new patterns, which are more tank tops and things like that, as opposed to the big, heavy sweaters that are out there. So
perfect. Pause for a second because we got to appreciate the poncho you're wearing because that's beautiful.
Thank you.
What yarn is that? That's beautiful.
It's not Red Heart.
That's okay. That's okay. It's gorgeous. No,
it's the Premier cotton yarn. It's the weight too. So Red Heart didn't have anything for me to work with.
No, that's beautiful.
And it's actually the poncho from Sincerely Pam. It's her Mallory poncho that she just came out with, and they're doing all her sales right now on this. So you can go check that out if you want.
It's beautiful. I love it. No, it is. It's beautiful. I love ponchos. I just had one on earlier. I think they're great. Anyways, I'm sorry. Keep going.
That's okay. So I reached out to them and I said, hey, let's talk about your company and everything. And although most of the time we've had the company come on with us, they're not able to. They're based out of Madrid. So their time schedule it was really hard to try to find something that worked. They do have a distribution center or in the United States. So that's why you can get your things at a reasonable shipping cost and quickly, because it is shipping from the US if you're in the US. So anyway, so I'm going to open this up because I never opened before we're on here, which kills me. It sits in my house for weeks.
Better you than me.
Yeah. So it comes in a box, right? And at first I was a little disappointed because in their ads, it shows that it comes in a bag, which to me is a very unique way of packaging because it looks like a brown paper bag that you'd get at the grocery store or an oversized lunch bag. And so I was a little disappointed, but now I opened the box. No more disappointment. Hold on. Oh, stuff. I got my paper bag.
Sorry, that sounds so silly, but you're absolutely right. There's something about it's all about the packaging. You know who else has really great packaging? It used to be called Blue Sky Alpacas, but now it's called Blue Sky Fibers. She does a remarkable job with packaging, but that really just it sets the tone, it sets that expectation and that excitement. And so I love that they are doing something like that.
Right. I know that when I buy something, especially if it's a more expensive item, I want it to come to me pretty. I just spent all my money, not all my money, but I spent a big chunk of change on something beautiful. I want it to come to me beautiful. Don't just throw it in a plastic bag after I've spent $100 on something and call it a day. Like make it, really, this is nothing special other than it's so unique. Like people don't send it in this, it's not really a paper bag. It's thicker than that, but you know, So I think that's really cool. Anyway, so then on the front, this is the kit that we are opening. I thought this was an awesome little sweater, multi-seasonal, because it's light, but it's like the super long sweater. And so you just pick whatever kit you want, and you can pick a whole bunch of colors. They have all their colors on their website. And the cool thing is when you look at the colors, it's just like a little color circle. But if you click on them, then you can see what the full ball kind of looks like.
Okay.
So it's kind of neat, because I'm like, oh man, you can't really tell the colors, but that really made it nice. And then you pick your size that you want, and then they calculate the number of balls of yarn you're going to need, and then that's what they send to you.
Okay.
So inside here, the cool thing is you need nothing for these kits. You buy this kit and you need nothing. They come with your supplies. So here are your knitting needles, and they're the right diameter, and they're the right length of what you're going to need for the pieces in your project.
So here's my question there, though, is what if you don't get gauged with that size?
Well, then I guess you have to have your own set.
Yeah.
Or if you buy a new kit every month, you may end up with your own complete collection of We Are Knitters. Yeah. They do sell supplies on their website, like the knitting needles and the yarn and things like that. So you could go and buy your own set of things. Or I'm going to be really honest, I don't really like to work with straight needles. Once I started with circulars, that was kind of the end of it for me, and everything goes on circulars, even if it's just back and forth. I find it so much easier to manage and just kind of keep it in my lap, and it doesn't hurt my wrists. Because especially, I mean, look at these needles, look at how long they are. And then you're going to get all those stitches on there. That's going to be heavy on your wrists while you're working on it.
Absolutely.
So, circulars are my friend.
I'm so with you. Sorry, I was looking over there. I realized I didn't have the chat up. And so I was like, I need to get the chat up, because I'm thinking, wow, this is really quiet. Nobody's talking. And I was like, well, of course they're talking. I just don't have it up over here.
Well, good, because I don't have it up. So you need to be in charge of that tonight.
I forgot.
So it comes with a little envelope then. And inside you have your pattern. And so it's just a huge paper that you open up. So there's no picture on here, though. So the only picture of the kit is here. But I mean, I guess you could cut that out if you wanted to. If you want to keep it for later, I don't know. Maybe they just assume, I don't know how many people knit things twice. I mean, I know I do, but I don't know that I would a sweater necessarily. I think I might move on. But, you know, whatever. And so you also get, some stickers.
Oh, love me some stickers. I love their personalized, or their personalized stickers.
Yes. They have We Are Knitters. They have sheep, coffee cups, knitting needles. So perfect for that. You also get your set of your sewing needles, or your finishing needles.
Perfect.
Which I like that they're metal. They're not bent tip. Oh, and they're 2 different sizes. So you get a short and a long. And the longer one does have the bigger eye to it. So I'm sure this just goes in every kit.
Yeah.
So then they're covered. And you get this cute little tag. I don't know if you can see that. That you can then sew into your project when you're done.
Very cute.
And it just says, We Are Knitters, 100% natural fibers, and then proudly knitted by myself.
Very cool. Now, how does it work with sizing?
So you just go on and you pick what size you want, and then they send you the right number of balls. So they've got it all figured out. I don't even know if that's in the pattern. Let me look here, just in case you did want to try to do it. Yes. So it does list the different sizes. But you know what? Oh, here it is. Yeah. So in the pattern, it says it's written for small, medium, large, and extra large. And then it tells you all the measurements for the pieces. But it doesn't tell you
yarn amounts.
No.
There's no yarn amounts.
That's very interesting. I mean, my bag on it says 7 balls right here.
Okay.
And I think I ordered a size large.
So it doesn't even tell you on there either?
No, it doesn't tell me what size I got. I think I ordered a large because I was too nervous about getting a medium because of not having the extra yarn. And
Girl,
so
I haven't
I'm
ordered a
like,
large in years. So I've been like, I need two extra larges, please.
but you know what I mean? Like when I'm working on a project, I always get an extra ball because I like
Mhm.
to swatch, and I'm always so nervous. Like, did the designer put in the swatch amount into what
Mhm.
I need for yardage? Did they not? What if I start something and get a knot in my yarn, which has happened before,
Yes.
or um like unforgettable when I work on that project, when we were doing the cocoon project
Yeah.
and you had me swatching to figure out what motif we were using. Well, I screwed one up once or twice, and that's not a very easy yarn to pull out.
No.
So, I mean, this yarn in this is 100% Peruvian Pima cotton. But if you look at their website, they do have yarns that are more like a roving type yarn.
Uh,
And so I don't know how that's going to work as
right.
I start it. Like, I want an extra ball.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get a size bigger to make sure I could get the extra yarn that I needed.
Yeah. Interesting. So they
So,
don't put the picture on the pattern and they don't
no,
put yarn requirements like the total amount needed on the pattern.
right. Let me
So
just,
is that listed on the website though? Like
I'm
if
clicking into a
I'm wondering
pattern
if you
right
could go and
now.
fill that in. That's
Yes.
interesting. I'm wondering what the rationale is
Oh,
behind that.
okay. So what I see, I just clicked on one. I didn't go into multiples. It's you can pick your size. This one is a small, medium, or a large, extra large. And then it says that, oh, I see. Okay, so it says on here that the large, extra large is 10 extra dollars and one extra skein. And then if you look down at what the kit contains, it tells you that there's 4 balls of their Pima cotton. So I assume the 4 balls is for the small, medium, and then it would be 5 balls if you get the large because it's
Yeah.
+1.
That just stinks that you have to assume that. Like you would think that that would be written
Yeah,
in. I mean, not that
yeah,
I'm not dogging the company. It's just, I mean, it's just an
right.
observation.
Right. And you can go on here and get free patterns if you want. So you could always try out their style as well and see if you like their style. Because, looking at this, I just opened it. I haven't tried it. This is a very different style of pattern to be
Yeah.
going and using.
Yeah.
Although the cool thing is I think I can use my Yarn Valet tube for my pattern.
Yeah. That's so cool. I follow them on Instagram. Do you follow We Are Knitters on
Yeah.
Instagram? They're
Yes.
fantastic.
Yep.
What's the call? What's the term? Correlate or what is it where their collection of images that they use are they're very thought out, well-rounded. Like they're
Yes.
all I can't think of the word I'm trying to think of.
Yeah, but I know what you're
Yeah, like they're really nice. Not mine. Mine is all over the place. Mine is a little bit of knitting, a little bit of crochet, a little bit of me. But you know what? That's so me.
but
That's such a direct
yeah,
representation of me.
it's also different because you are a personal brand where they're
Yeah.
a brand. Like you're
Yeah.
one person and they're all these people.
Yeah.
So they have to have something very clean, concise. And the
Absolutely.
people that are doing those pictures are not taking pictures of themselves in the same day for that Instagram feed or whatever else. But yeah, their patterns are super modern. So
Yeah.
if you're very traditional, this might not be the right kit for you. I mean, still go check them out, see if you like them, but they are very modern in what they're doing.
All right. So when you say modern, to me, all right, so I'm just gonna keep it just really real. Like when I think of We Are Knitters, I think of simple, not just modern, but very
Yes,
simple, very easy things that
yes,
like if you're a really experienced knitter who's like, I like to tackle cables and ferrule and this, that, and the other, they're working with stockinette and garter for the most part.
yep.
Um, and in all honesty, simple is hard for as a designer. Creating something that's simple is really, really, really difficult. I really struggle with it. So I can appreciate that aspect. But when I look through their patterns, like I know that there's quite a few that you really love and geek out on, but most of them, like I'm like, I wouldn't wear that. Or, oh, yeah, okay. Like, I love their pictures. I think their images are
Right.
fantastic. I think their marketing and advertising is on point. But I mean, they aren't necessarily stuff I would wear. But
Right.
that's
I would
me.
definitely, I agree with that, that they're more of a simple pattern using, in most cases, thicker yarn. Now, that is changing now that they have their spring, summer stuff out. It's different yarn. It is more geared towards the season, but they're very simple patterns, and many of them are not fitted. They're very boxy. They're very, kind of loose, and that's their style. And I call it modern because you tend to see that in trends right now is, a lot of the designers are doing those quick things, whether it's just because that's what people want or because it's easier for them to get out more content and patterns. I'm not sure. But it must be doing something right if they're
Yeah,
doing it.
absolutely.
But
The
that just
big
seems to kind of be the
oversized.
trend.
Yeah, the big oversize is very on trend right now.
Right.
Diane Dickey is saying that they are trendy, but some of the patterns are really simple. Absolutely, they
Right.
are.
Well,
Um,
that's why, like, just while you're looking at the questions, that's why I picked this one. I thought this was very classic, something that I can wear forever. I mean, it's not super oversized, but it's not fitted. It's a nice long sweater. So there are, diamonds in the rough, if you want to call it, if that's what you're looking for.
right.
But most of them are the oversized, kind of shapeless
So
items.
here's a question. It says from Christine Hall, it says, the garment sizing, do they do plus size? I know you said extra large. Now, to me,
Mm.
extra large is not a plus size. I mean, that's just sizing. Like plus size, I am plus size. I am 2X. I am 3X. That is plus size. And extra large, that's like
Mm.
that's a good month at Weight Watchers. You know what I mean? Like it's not happening. So do they go up larger than that? Which,
Well,
if they're out of Madrid, Spain, maybe I mean,
yeah,
and I have no
probably.
idea. It could be that that's just like extra large to them is their plus size. I mean, I have no idea.
Right.
I don't know.
So I'm just checking out a couple patterns here, and it looks like they only go up to extra large.
Okay.
But hold on, let me pull up their size gauge. So for their size, for their extra large, they're saying a chest diameter, or yeah, not diameter, circumference is 41 to 45 inches. So really, that's a
That's
small
large.
extra large in,
Yeah.
in American terms,
So
because
hold
usually a
on.
large is around like a 40 bust.
Yeah, because so I'm a 2X and I'm a 52-inch bust. I mean, I'm not shy about saying that because I say it all the time. Like in all of my plus size classes, I'm always like, we use that number because it's my number. I use it. So I have a 52-inch bust, which is a 2X, 3X. It depends on what depends if I'm going to
Right.
Lane Bryant or if I'm going to Nordstrom's.
Right.
So but so that size for an extra large now, is that the finished sample size or is that the to fit size?
I think it depends. This is just like the overall measurements. So you're supposed to measure yourself, and then I guess to get the look of what's in the picture, that's how you would pick your size. Is you measure yourself, you find which one you fit best, and then if you want it to look like it looks on the model, that's the size you pick. But again,
Okay.
they're oversized. So
Right.
a lot of times an extra large might actually be a 2X if you want it to fit snug.
Right. Right. Yeah, we're not going to get so Christine, to answer your question, no, they don't have a lot of plus size. They just have oversized garments for regular size people that we can fit into. Story of our lives. But that's okay. I mean, we just in all honesty, big and oversized on us is going to look like a huge blanket. So we have to be careful with
Mhm.
it. But that doesn't mean you can't give it a try if you don't want to, or just check out more Marley Bird patterns because I like to make things that I can wear. So just saying. um but
Yeah, I mean,
again, I like their
sorry.
style. Another question that we have, I'm sorry, Caitlin, is what about cost? What's the cost range here? And if they're from
Sure.
Madrid, are they shipping from Madrid or do they have, I'm guessing they have
No.
a distribution center here in America?
Yes, I think the box says it comes from New York.
Okay. Cool.
Um, so okay, so there's sweaters in here for $100. Let's see, a t-shirt or a tee, a knitted tee, is $70. They have other sweaters for 99. So they're not cheap,
Mm-mm.
but again, this is not acrylic yarn.
Right.
This
Absolutely.
this is 100% Peruvian Pima cotton in this ball. I mean, if you would feel this, this is not the cotton you're going to go get at Joann's and Michael's or anything else. I
It's
mean,
not
this
peaches
is
and
like
cream. It's not
right.
peaches and cream. It's
This
completely different.
right. This is a
Yeah.
luxury cotton. Um, hold on, I want to just see the crochet patterns here. Let me see how much those are. Okay, so for the new spring summer crochet patterns, yeah, they're all around $70, $79. They have a dress that's $129, and then they have a poncho, which is super duper cute, but that's $119. But
Okay.
again, so you think about it, I think this kit that I got was around 100. It was like 90 some dollars or 80 some dollars, but I got 7 balls of this cotton yarn.
Okay.
I
Okay.
mean,
Yeah, that's comparable. It's, a little less
right.
than
And you're still getting your needles whether or not you need them,
Mhm.
and you're getting your pattern.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I feel like most of them add up to where they should be.
Absolutely. I hear ya. I hear ya. I mean, I love good yarns. Like I love acrylic yarn. I love natural yarns. I'm 100% there with you. And I mean, kind of going back to the plus size thing, I'm used to spending $100 to make
Right.
something because it takes that much for me. So,
Right.
it's comparable to other things out there, guys. This is really good. Let's see here. On the pattern itself, what's the gauge that they're going for? So the yarn you got, I'm sorry, the yarn you got is a worsted. And what was the size, what size needles did you get? And what's the gauge that they were giving you? I'm just curious.
Sure. So on the ball band, it says that you're supposed to use a size 5 needles, and that is supposed to get you a 4x4 square with 17 stitches and 22 rows. And that's the gauge of the pattern. So no, I lied. So that was the gauge of the ball. But for the pattern, it's telling you to use size 5 needles, and you'll have 23 rows by 18 stitches for a 4x4 square.
So is it size US 5 or 5 millimeter?
It's 5 millimeter US 8.
Yeah. Okay. Because I was going to say there's no way that's a US
Yeah.
5. And that's a loose US 8 stitch gauge for a worsted weight. That's a little bit loose. 17 stitches?
18.
18. Oh, okay. That's pretty normal. That's what Chic Sheep is
Okay.
18 stitches to size 8. So that's pretty average. Cool. This is important. I mean, this is important. This is good to know. Like I've seen, like I said, I've seen all of their stuff on Instagram and on Facebook and such, but I've never ordered their yarn. I've never even felt it.
Right.
But it's interesting. I don't know.
Yeah,
So let's go ahead.
I definitely think it's just a unique concept because most of the time you're buying just yarn or you're buying these kits that you don't know what's coming to you. And here you get the yarn and the pattern and everything packaged up for you. So, really, like, I think this is a great idea for somebody who's fairly new but adventurous in the sense that they're willing to spend the money on something that they want because they think it's beautiful. Because I know a lot of new knitters and crocheters don't want to spend the money. But here you're getting something that, albeit my opinion, is not that complicated to make, but you're still going to get this beautiful piece at the end with this beautiful yarn. And so beginners don't have to be intimidated by it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's one of the questions Jeannie Eaton is asking: what level of experience is required to complete the activity? Quite honestly, Jeannie, it's I'm guessing depending on the kit you get, it's all over the board, but judging solely from my experience and looking through some of their patterns, if you have brushed up on some of your knitter toolbox skills on the Marley Bird YouTube channel, you could absolutely tackle one of these patterns, I think. And if you don't understand the pattern itself, I always tell my students to sit down and write the pattern out in your own words to where you understand it. If you need to write it out row for row, write it out row for row. Whatever gets you there and with the completed project at the end,
Hmm.
I think that is what you need. Christine Hall is saying, Katelyn, thank you so much for answering all of our questions. It looks like we all had a lot of questions. A lot of people are saying this is really good information because they're like me. They have seen their ads and such, but they haven't ever
Right.
ordered. Somebody else is mentioning, Diane is saying that she thinks that the shipping is free if you order over $60. So that's another good thing
It,
to point out just because you never
it
know.
does say that at the top. It says free shipping on orders over 60, which if you're buying a kit, you're going to hit the $60.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Now, so we're talking about the kit right now, but do they sell the stuff individually as well?
They sell the supplies. So they sell the yarn, they sell the needles, the hooks. They also sell packs of the skeins. So you can buy a 5-pack or a 10-pack. And then they also have some extras that they call them, like tote bags and shirts and things like that, that you can get. But I don't think they have any patterns other than they have free patterns, but they're not like, I can't go and buy, well, it doesn't have the picture, but I can't go buy this sweater pattern um,
That is the
unless I'm
weirdest
buying
thing.
the kit. Yeah,
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't know.
That's interesting. I
Yeah.
wonder, I wish they were here so we could find out like what their story is. Like, are they knitters? Are they crocheters? Are they just a company who owns this and just, I
Yeah.
would just like to know their story.
Yes, I really tried to get them on. I know their big thing is um, they believe that we should be making our own clothing to kind of help the environment, to help the world, and all that kind of stuff. I'm not saying that's their only belief that they are on, but I do see that a lot with when they're posting things or on their website is, take the time to make your own quality items, not the see-through t-shirts that you buy in the stores that last you a week and then they've got holes in them and you got to throw them away. I mean, they're not
Right.
even good as rags.
Right.
Make quality items that are going to last you a long time and keep it from going, into the landfills and things like that.
Yeah. So I'm going to read directly from their website where it says about us. Let me expand this up a little bit. It says, "We are all about knitting. An idea means nothing if it's not completed. We are always looking for new ideas, trends, and friends, changing the world one stitch at a time. Knitters do it better," which I find funny that they say knitters, but it's like a bunch of crochet hooks and knitting
Yeah.
needles. I find that funny. I'm sorry. I mean, I get your name is We Are Knitters. I get that. But anyways, it says, "Slow down. We move too fast. We are committed to a greener world. By knitting your own clothing, you can join the movement and show off your personal style. We are serious. We are sustainable. We are knitters." That's cool. I get that. I get that. "Commit with a kit. We will send you a whole kit and caboodle. Don't worry. We've got this in the bag. You choose the colors and the pattern. We'll take care of the rest." And it says everyone is included. Knitters, crocheters, petite pointers. I don't know what that is. All of you
Yeah.
are invited. One needle or two. That is the question. It doesn't matter what you prefer. We are all crafters. We've got you covered. It takes balls to knit. 100% Peruvian wool. Need we say more? We love sustainability and can be sure everything on our needles is the best quality. No plastic around here. Don't throw away our bags. Recycle and reuse. Just be yourself. Our wool and cotton are 100% natural. Is that my t-shirt? Our fabric yarn comes from leftover fabric. Chunky knits are the thing. Talk about soft. Oh, baby, alpaca. I can't wear alpaca. It makes me itch. I can't even knit with alpaca. It's awful.
Oh man.
I mean, it feels really good on the skein, but then I have to go wash my hands. It's terrible. I'm sorry, total side.
So there will be no red heart alpaca yarn, just so
Not for
everybody knows.
me. No, and if it's for me, everybody else is going to be knitting it because I can't do it. Like it gives me like the hives. Awful. I know. Sorry. Side squirrel. Um, okay. 2 words. The wave. It's peculiar spinning to be able to achieve different thicknesses throughout the same skein. So it's like thick and thin yarn. Home is where the yarn is. Join the community. 600,000 knitters around the globe for We Are Knitters on Instagram. So I mean, they have a good press release, a good story as far as, we want to do this sustainability stuff. Like I get it. That's fantastic. It's just really neat. I'm really curious, like who started it, and
Yeah, that's one thing that we didn't get to cover because I thought that somebody was coming on and then they're like, no, we can't. So anyway.
Yeah. But you know what? Then we'll just get them on some other time. We'll have to try and make it to where, say, hey, we have there's a lot of questions over here of people who are asking, and we've
Right.
asked a couple questions of our own, and maybe we'll get a chance to have them on and say, hey, we'd like to hear your story more than just,
Right.
I feel like this is what it feels like. I feel like I've just went through Tinder and I'm like, ooh, that's pretty. What do they have to say? Not that I do Tinder. I don't do it, but I have friends that do it. I mean, I'm married. I don't do Tinder.
Right.
But, like, no, I really don't at all. I swear on the Bible, at all. I haven't ever. But, like, you find the one you like. Oh, what do they have to say? And then you've learned about them a little bit. But now it's like, okay, let's
Right.
take that first date. Let's really hear their story.
Right.
So hopefully they'll join us on the show sometime. But
Right.
I guess the final thing should be, would you order again?
Without making the pattern yet. And I say that because the way patterns are written can make or break your relationship with a designer or a company. But just at face value, yes, I would order something else from this collection again. I mean, the yarn itself is just so wonderful to touch. And I love that I don't have to do anything. It's going to come to me. It comes all packaged together. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to try to go to a store and find the right number of skeins and make sure they're in the right dye lot. I don't have to do any of it. They do it all for me. I just pick the pattern and away we go.
Yeah. Perfect. I think that's the good note to end on. Because I mean, that's really the ultimate question, right? Is would you order it again? So that's really great. Let's see if I've missed any other questions here. Let's see here. Other people are saying that, they're talking about the different fibers that affect them, like mohair and such. People are loving your poncho still, by the way. So we're going to have to make sure we add a link for Sincerely Pam. I love her. She's somebody else we should have on the podcast sometime. We haven't had her.
I keep trying.
All right. So people have just said that they've really had a great time. They're saying thank you. And I say that we say thank you to them also. So
be back here next month.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for joining me and Katelyn here on this wonderful unboxing. And Katelyn, thank you for all of the work you do as far as getting these wonderful boxes to come in and telling us all about them.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. I hope you got excited and you'll go out and check it out. And, really, it's all about making sure that everybody has fiber in their hands and they're doing something with it.
Absolutely.
It's a wonderful thing.
Awesome. All right, guys. So that's it from us here today on the Katelyn and Marley Bird unboxing. Make sure you check out some of the other videos that we have released right here on the Marley Bird YouTube channel to make you better knitters and crocheters. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next month on the next unboxing. Bye.
Bye.